Today, we bring you a solemn update on the passing of Ricky Hatton, one of the most celebrated figures in British boxing history. This update is focused on his funeral arrangements, the tributes being paid, and the legacy he leaves behind. The news of his death has left fans, fellow athletes, and the sporting community in deep shock, and now attention turns to how he will be remembered and honored in his final farewell. Ricky Hatton, known by millions as the Hitman, carved his place in boxing history through determination, skill, and courage inside the ring. Born and raised in Manchester, he grew from a working-class background into a two-weight world champion. He became the pride of British boxing, capturing titles at light welterweight and welterweight. His all-action style and relentless pressure fighting made him a fan favorite not only in the United Kingdom, but also on the global stage. Beyond the belts, it was his personality, humility, and genuine connection with the public that made him more than just a fighter. He was a people's champion. When the news of his passing was confirmed, the outpouring of grief was immediate. Fans across the UK and abroad expressed their sadness, recalling the joy he brought them during his most memorable nights in the ring. Fellow boxers shared emotional messages, praising his courage, heart, and the way he represented British boxing on the world stage. Trainers, promoters, and sports figures described him as a man who never forgot his roots, someone who carried Manchester with him wherever he went. On social media, tributes poured in, with hashtags dedicated to his memory trending as thousands of supporters posted photographs, stories, and messages of respect. As arrangements for his funeral were shared, supporters were eager to know how they could pay their respects. The funeral service has been confirmed to take place in Manchester, the city that defined him both personally and professionally. The ceremony is expected to be a mix of private mourning and public recognition. While close family and friends will gather for the service, fans have also been encouraged to honor his memory in their own ways, whether through messages, floral tributes, or gatherings held in his name. For many, this moment is not only about saying goodbye to a champion, but about celebrating the man who inspired an entire generation of boxing fans. The funeral will bring together some of the most significant figures in the sport. Former opponents, fellow British champions, trainers, and promoters are expected to attend. Well-known faces from the boxing world have already confirmed their intention to be there to pay their respects. For Hatton's family, this will be a day of grief, but also one of pride, as they see the scale of love and admiration that continues to surround him. His children, loved ones, and close circle will carry forward his legacy, supported by the immense affection of fans worldwide. Tributes have captured the essence of what Ricky Hatton meant to people. Friends and colleagues have spoken about his loyalty, describing him as someone who never turned his back on those who stood by him. Fans continue to highlight his fighting spirit, not just in the ring but also in his personal battles outside of it. Many say his resilience gave hope to others facing struggles of their own. His story was never just about winning titles. It was about perseverance, humanity, and the ability to connect with ordinary people in an extraordinary way. Looking back, his influence on boxing cannot be overstated. He brought record crowds to arenas, including the famous night when tens of thousands of fans traveled to Las Vegas to support him. He carried British boxing onto the global stage and inspired countless young fighters to pursue the sport. Even in retirement, he stayed involved as a trainer, mentor, and commentator, ensuring that his knowledge and passion for the sport were passed on to the next generation. As the funeral approaches, there is a collective sense of reflection. Ricky Hatton was more than a world champion. He was a father, a friend, and a role model. He showed that greatness can come from ordinary beginnings and that loyalty, humility, and courage matter just as much as victories. His final farewell is not only a moment of grief, but also a celebration of a life that touched millions. In closing, we honor Ricky Hatton, not just for the fights he won, but for the lives he inspired. To his family, his friends, and his fans across the world, our deepest condolences. Ricky Hatton will never be forgotten. His name, his achievements, and his legacy will live on forever in the history of boxing.